Hey everyone. Um, Good morning. Welcome to our live chat today. I'm going to give a couple of minutes for people to join. I know it takes a while for the notifications to happen, and people get emails. So today I'm really excited to just have a couple of announcements that I'm going to share with the wider community that have been following us for a while, and also welcome any questions you may have as we go through this news and these updates today. Just pop them in the chat, and I'll do my best to follow along. It's just me today having a quick conversation, a quick announcement about a few things that are going on, some exciting updates from the desk of Ink and Ribbon. So I'm excited to share that with you. Obviously, the world's a crazy place at the moment. Lots of sad news out there, and hopefully everyone's well and doing their best. In other good news, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and spring is just emerging, where it feels like the fresh shoots of spring are emerging, which is a beautiful time to be in this part of the world. And so hopefully you're with your loved ones and you're safe. But today I'm going to talk about a few things. One is the um, end of our open reading period and how that went, an announcement around our debut book, and some more information around the LemonLight Prize, which was it's open today for submissions. So that's super exciting for us as a press in year one. For those who are following what we do, we are a press that is focused, a non-profit press that is focused on advancing the craft of poetry and also book binding. So we want to create limited edition works, or we are creating limited edition works that are crafted with care, both in the words and the poets that we work with, and how we present that work in the world through our fine art editions, which are three crafted, handmade, book-bound editions by McCall Bindery, our binder, and then 250 limited edition copies of books that we publish when we identify poets that we feel really passionate about and want to work with. And so we only formed at the end of 2025 as a 501c3 non-profit in America. And we had ambitious fundraising goals for the year to help us fund 2, maybe 3 books in 2025. Well, the big announcement is within 2 months, we've been fully funded for the year. We've had an amazing response from some donors who really support our mission of bringing tangible, beautiful books into the world. Rather than selling on Amazon, we're selling direct. And so that's enabled us to find and identify poets that we can publish. As you may be aware, we're launching or publishing our first book on June the 15th this year. That's Sesquipedalian Rain Chant by Brooks Lamper. And that's available for pre-order now. We'll talk more about that in a second. And then we also have our LemonLight Prize, which is a poetry prize that I want to talk about in more detail today around the mechanics of that and how you can get involved. That has a $3,000 prize fund that we've put up there to encourage submissions for people to be rewarded for their great work and for us to get our name out there as well. But first of all, let me talk about the open reading. Right, so we had our first open reading in December through to February the 14th this year, not knowing if anyone would submit manuscripts. So the bar was quite high, a full manuscript to be submitted. I'm pleased to say we had over 150 submissions. And as a press of one person and now our deputy editor, Luke Dunn, we've been working through those manuscripts. Our debut book actually was a blind submission that came into the open reading. So for people that think open readings don't work, I can attest they do. It's how we found our first poet, our debut poet, Brooks Lamper. I say Lamper, it's Lamp. And then also our second poet, we're looking to hopefully sign another poet next week. And we're looking for a third one where we've longlisted down to about 20 manuscripts that we're working through as we speak to try and find a third poet. So hopefully we'll have 3 books published this year. So that's an amazing response, right? From a press that never existed before to having 150 full manuscripts submitted. And the work's astounding. You know, I've been on the other side for a long time of having my work rejected, and I know the pain of getting that rejection note from everyone. I think I've been rejected 99.9%. Now I'm on the other side where I'm having to reject other poets, and I can tell you it's not easy. There's a lot of heart forward work that comes to us. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of emotional turmoil. There's a lot of release and relief. And to be able to say to someone that we're not going to publish it doesn't feel great. I'd love to publish all 150, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Like I said, one of the books that came out from the open reading was Sesquipedalian Rain Chant by Brooks Lamp. And we're actually going through the process of getting that book made currently. And so what I can share with you, which is pretty cool, it gets me excited, is we have the first proof of the book, like the paper it's going to be printed on. Feels great. Like this is the proof that we're going through today. And this week, get to a good place where we can actually get this out into the world. And so this is a real thing now. We actually have a real book, which is just phenomenal. And the words and the narrative of this book are great. So I encourage you to go to our website, inkandribbon.org, pre-order the book. At the moment, it's $18.95 plus postage. We don't make profit on these books. In fact, we're probably going to make a loss. But luckily, through generous donations and how we're funded, we can afford to do that in year one and year two. The book is $18.95 to pre-order. When we launch it, it'll probably go up to like $24.95. So there's an incentive. Go to inkandribbon.org. There's only 250 copies. Probably only got about 160 left. So we've had some really interesting volume already. So that's from the community. But imagine owning the first ever Ink and Ribbon limited edition book. Our ambition is to be as big as Copper Canyon. So if you got your hands on this, it could be a collectible item. So you should get it for that reason. But more importantly, you should get it for the words inside. They're beautiful. So super exciting working through that process. The second announcement that I really wanted to make was really the main announcement we'll talk about. Today, you can enter the LemonLight Prize. So the LemonLight Prize is our poetry prize for established or up-and-coming emerging poets, where you can submit up to 5 poems per submission and unlimited submissions. So you can do 5 poems 5 times. It's $15 to enter, and you can also select when you enter to buy the actual book. So we're going to create an anthology book that's beautifully crafted. Only 250 copies of that will be published and printed. And so when you check out the submission portal, you can submit your poems, but you can also buy the book. And I encourage you to do that, mainly because that's how we're going to get funded for the future and to help publish more poets. The rules really are simple. Right? It's anonymously judged. So we won't get to see who the poets are because of the prize fund. We want to make sure that we're being fair in how we select a winner and the shortlist. The winner will receive $2,000 honorarium, and there'll be 4 honorable mentions that get $250. And then we'll have a selection of others as well. So there'll be people that maybe don't win the prize, but we want them in the collection. So I encourage you to submit. Right, it's low cost to entry, high reward, and you'll be part of our press and expand our community by being involved. That process starts now. So March the 1st through to May the 30th, you can submit your work on our portal. And so go to inkandribbon.org and you'll see the LemonLight Prize. Click through there and you'll end up in a submission platform called Subfolio. We use Subfolio versus Submittable. It's a newer platform, has less expensive fees, which makes a lot of difference for a non-profit like ourselves. And so you can create an account, fill in the form, select the book to buy, and submit your manuscript, and that will come through to our editorial team, and we'll judge that anonymously. The goal there is to really then narrow that down to a long list. And what I'm even more excited about to announce, and I mentioned this last week in one of my posts, we have an amazing judge who I'm very proud to be a part of our community. And so that is a Copper Canyon poet called Layla Chatty. And so Layla has an amazing new book out from Copper Canyon called Wildness Before Something Sublime. She also had an amazing book called Deluge, which is a phenomenal book. And I know Layla well. She teaches also on the MFA um, that I'm studying at as a poet myself, and she happens to be my um, mentor this year as well. So um, she's an amazing poet, and her story is fascinating. But she will be helping us select the winners. So the winner and the four honourable mentions. So you've got nothing to lose, right? We're expecting, hopefully, a couple of hundred entries maybe would be great. And we want this to represent our craft of poetry in the way that we feel that is related to the human condition. How do we tackle with the environment, the relationships we have, and really represent what's going on in poetry today. And that's from emerging poets and from established poets. So yeah, Ink and Ribbon Open, sorry, LemonLight Open, $3,000 prize fund. Go to inkandribbon.org and follow the links and then submit your work. You've got until May the 30th. So that's what I want to announce today, right? New judge, Layla, it's going to be amazing. LemonLight's open, and I'm looking forward to your entries. Like I said, this is just going to be a short live announcement. So that's all I had for you today. Um, Ping me anything if you would like to ask me any questions. I'm always available on like Substack. You can direct message me, and would love to see your entries coming in soon and read your work. But apart from that, have an amazing day. Thank you.